Good evening and welcome to Small Town Today. I'm Bud Adkins, sitting in for Patricia Sutherland.
And I'm Rita Young. Tonight we'll focus on the home of the Radio Lone Ranger and former gravel capital of the world, Oxford, Michigan. Our top story tonight concerns what townspeople are calling the worst rash of Satanism since 1985. According to the Oxford police, at least 15 cases of Satanic practices have been reported in the last week. Most of these incidents involve some relatively harmless spraying in local businesses. Some, however, took it a bit further by dancing and chanting in abandoned gravel mine shafts. Bob Smith, village manager, is pushing an all-out investigation after finding 3 of his pet hamsters stapled upside down to the front of his house with 6 tattooed on their forehead. But
thanks a lot, Rita. The controversy concerning devil worship in Oxford Township continues to create waves within this predominantly Christian area. Tonight, the town stands divided on what to do about this dilemma. One side would like to reallocate some of the road commission's funds and hire an exorcist. The other option is to capitalize on the devil worship idea by turning the entire town into an amusement park called simply Hell. More on this during our 11 o'clock report. On a lighter note, last week's Pioneer Days were a rollicking success. Our own little celebration of specialness commemorated Oxford's and Michigan's sesquicentennials with a parade, craft shows, stupid competitions, and a dance in the lumberyard parking lot. Here we see our very own and very beautiful Norma Bell Ludwig leading the parade as Pioneer Queen 1987. Some other big winners in the celebration were Val Spicer for the longest ponytail in the 5 and over category, and Cora Hickey for the biggest quilt. I can't wait to see how the local merchants' plan on topping this one goes next year. How about you, Rita?
Well, but I think that'll be tough to outdo. Meanwhile, there are a lot of concerned citizens meeting in the community center tonight. They've gathered to discuss the recent population explosion in town and how it will affect the community. The number of Oxford residents has held steady at 2,100 since 1917, but skyrocketed to an amazing 2,157 this year alone. Some speculate that the reasons for the increase are more jobs, a shorter mating season, and an overabundance of food, and Satan. Frightening, isn't it? Turning to the world of art, famed international pop artist Andy Lawrence displayed his entire collection of works dating back to preschool at the Oxford High School this afternoon. Best known for his 3-story interpretation of A Can of Tang, Lawrence delighted the crowd of 13 by telling dirty jokes. His works included Portrait of Jan Brady, Pretzel Turtles, and a big pile of rubbish that didn't seem to serve any purpose. One observer was heard to say, "This ain't art, this is stupid. Where's the naked babies?" Lawrence winds up his tour tomorrow in Almont. In sports, everyone lost as usual.
Well, nothing new there, Rita. According to the Oxford Police Department, there may have been several incidences of cow tipping recently. Police Chief Duber suspects, and I quote, "a large, noisy gang of young punks, probably bored out of their minds and on dope. Who else?" End quote. If your cow has been tipped lately or you have evidence that might lead to the arrest of these vicious criminals, please report it to the Oxford Police. It is not funny. It is a great hazard to our community as well to any poor sleeping cow. Apprehension of these sick delinquents is a top priority. And this just in, more bad news, this time from the campus of Oakland University in Rochester. Lifelong Oxford resident turned dorm student Susan Steffens is reportedly falling out of all of her classes, and she's failing as well. Her family has refused to comment on the situation and is possibly thinking about moving out of the state. A neighbor who has asked to remain anonymous added, "Everyone on the block is so ashamed, crushed. We begged her not to take 5 classes, but she had to defy us, damn kid. We never liked her anyway." Funeral services are pending. We'll bring you further updates at midterms. And that's what's happening around Oxford today, and that does it for this week's edition of Small Town Today. Join us next week as we examine St. Helen, where disco's not quite dead yet. Thanks, and have a good night. We'll see you later.